This is from me from, I guess it was November 2023, right? Opining on the worst case scenario for Doctor Who. And boy, was I right. Oh, man, was I so right. Fourth night of Hanukkah. There you go. 20 minutes in a there you go. We like a bit. We like a bit of Christmas time. See how much colder it feels looking at this. Now it's over here. Yeah. There you go. It's going to connect with people, right? You know it's going to connect with the audience, and you kind of know this isn't right. This is. I don't see this connecting. It's just dumb, right? Dumb. And while I think Shooting Out was probably going to be much better than Jodie Whittaker, like the gay doctor, I was like, it's just weird, right? Like, there's no. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it should be aimed at intelligent, 12-year-olds. They shouldn't know from clubbing, right? But like, all right, because we saw the clubbing gay scene. That's what it does. Like the Doctor would be above the things, but this is very much Russell T Davis's very gay fan fiction of what Doctor Who is moving forward, right? I can see why Disney loved it. I'm intrigued to see how it does. I can't imagine it's going to do very well, and I can't. It turns out, Tzvi, you're absolutely right. It hasn't done well. Has not done really. You're on the ball there, mate. I can't imagine Shooter's going to really take off, right? I can't. No, he's actually has to get worse ratings than Jodie. I mean, incredibly. I can't imagine that. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of his first season he's getting like 2 million overnights. Oh, 2 million overnights? Let's have a look. Yes. Not by the end, by the beginning. By the beginning. He only got 2.6 for his first one. How much did he get for how much did he get for Church on Ruby Road? Look that up. Hang on. Because for his overnight, right? I always look at the where is it? Bollocks. There you go. I always look at the that's the wrong one. Come on, I'll do a search here. I always look at the consolidated because that's the most official ones, right? Right, that's the ones I always go to. The the consolidated, yeah, okay, it's over there. I got 4.73. Yeah, he hasn't broken by the end of the season. I said it's lucky. They're lucky to get 2 next week, and they will be lucky to get 2. They got football on, and then they got football's on the other side. So that fucks them right there. Hopefully the weather's going to be good. I hope that will really fuck them. Oh yes, right. I think we get to see the fallout from Shooter's gay snog. Again, gay people, you can either be everywhere all the time or you can be a minority. You can't be fucking both. Yeah, I just don't, because I don't know. I don't see there's an appetite for that anymore, right? It's not 2017, and I don't think Russell T Davies really understands that, right? Oh boy, was I right about everything? Oh, Tzvi, if only you knew. If only you knew. It's really, but there were good bits to it. Was it better than Star Beast? Right, that's the question. Yes. Yes, with hindsight, it was better. This is great. I just do commentary on my old shows. Right. I'm actually quite enjoying it. I hate to tell you. But yes, it was way better than the Giggle. Star Beast was just kind of a dumb little show, right? Star Beast, had Neil Patrick Harris. It had lots of star power. The only drawback is it wasn't that great. I guess they both the scripts are pretty weak. It was less woke than Star Beast, but I think the story was around the same level of. Oh, we agree. Anyway, from the mouth of the babes, look at that. So your only hope is Nigel Farage, right? So I just saw this. We should that he's going to reform the BBC.
The BBC with Roger Bolton. He's a former.
Oh, first about Gary Lineker. Who gives a shit about Gary Lineker? There you go. Reform to the BBC. Yes.
This is his contract, not manifesto.
Look, Wouldn't you love a miracle and him to become prime minister? He would be awesome. And you see the establishment. You'll see the streets shit themselves in a way that you couldn't imagine. Oh, the woke shitting of themselves because they don't see it coming. Which, in all fairness, it doesn't look like it is, right? But wouldn't you love it to be coming? Wouldn't that make you be coming? Actually, it would, right? I think we most be coming.
Form the institutionally biased BBC and scrap the licence fee. So the BBC would still exist, presumably, but be funded out of general taxation as opposed to the licence fee. What do you make of that?
Disastrous, absolutely disastrous. You want the BBC directly funded by government.
I mean, it is already, really. The government sets the licence fee.
Yeah, it depends on the government. This government, Farage government, I would like that. And they need to bring it back in line.
But it's at a remove. It's at a remove. Now, just imagine the rows in the past. I had a few with Mrs. Thatcher. Just imagine, what happened with the Labour over the Iran through Iraq affair, now Steve Campbell. Just look at what's going on in the Middle East. Do you want to hand the government directly the ability to say to the BBC, all right, OK, we're paying you for our general taxation. Next year, we're going to stop. Next year, we're going to cut it.
Yes, that's exactly, yes. Well, why do I want to see that? Okay, just let me give you one reason, right? Why I'd want to see. Yes, I would like them to do that because of this.
I tell you what, when we both get out of this, let's argue across the stars.
Oh, fuck me. Sutek, bring me your gift of death. Got to be better than fucking this. And why do they want to show people? Here's the thing, insanity. They actually think their bullshit is good, right? Why would they want to show them the real pyramids of Mars? That seems like a really bad idea. But this also seems like a bad idea.
I like that.
I also like it if you stick your tongue up my ass. Well, that's a bit of luck, because that's what I'm about to do. Because that's what Doctor Who does now. I'm going to get my Lego. By the way, my assistant Ruby over there, she's in a building about to be killed by a bunch of aliens. And then I think she does get killed later, so I have a good cry. Yes, I want the BBC's money turned off. Why would I want that? Well, that's so weird, isn't it? Why would I want them to do that? Because of this bullshit. Hey.
Can you lose your
friend? Okay, Doctor. You can kill me, and then you can get laid, because we're stunning, and we're brave. I mean, none of this makes any sense anyway, and I've already been fired, so bye.
To save the world.
Oh, God, every episode he's a pussy failure. Every episode he fucks up relentlessly and is a pussy failure. Oh. Are you shitting yourself? Are you shitting? I mean, for God's sake. I've met hostages who have returned from Gaza who are more together than this first female doctor played by Ncuti Gatwa.
I know.
Yes, I want you to turn off the BBC's money. Yes, I would like that. And you know what? Stop pretending you're an independent, fucking worthwhile institution. Everything is garbage. Their news servers can't bring them themselves to call Hamas terrorists. Yes, I would like their money turned off. Or at least I would like their money connected to what if I live in England, the taxpayer, the person who's paying for this wants. Yes, I think that's very important. You can't untongue kiss Doctor Who, right? I forget how boring the episode was. You can't untongue kiss Doctor Who. They've already done it. It's over. It's done. Finito. Yeah, you can't go back on this. You can't say it was years ago. And also they double down on the timeless children and everything. And it's just not very here. You can get away with pretty much anything. Other than that, pretty much anything at all, as long as it's good, right? You can reinvent your heart's delight. Look, Deadly Assassin was essentially the Manchurian fucking candidate on Gallifrey. No wonder fandom got pissed off, right? One minute the titles of these nice cuddly uncles who are a bit stern, schoolmastery. Next minute they're like, shaddery CIA, and they're like, but it was good. So that's how it worked. This isn't good, right? This is like Shooter's just not good enough to get away with this. Imagine how good you'll need to be to get away with this. Oh, it's so brave. It's so stunning. So stunning. So brave. And now it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'll remind you. Millie Gibson is fused to that triangle thing and can't move from there until it's charged up. Now they're going to change all the rules. So you can just knock her off and take her place. I mean, are they the same weight? How? It doesn't matter.
Another exchange. Round 1 and 6. Find me.
Yes, I want them to turn the BBC's money. Yes, I do. I thought this through. Yes, I'm up for that. This is worse than a waste of taxpayers' money. This is stealing taxpayers' money. Again, you can either be everywhere, LGBTQIA, Rainbow Alliance, or you can be a minority. Which one is it? Right now, you're everywhere and claiming you're a minority.
Doesn't it depend on whether or not they agree? Like they've got like a 5-year set of funding, because that's what they often do. They have agreement, don't they? They do that right now, where they set the funding. Each government's allowed to do that. But at the end of the day, hasn't the BBC brought this on themselves? I'm not in favour of scrapping the BBC.
Yes, they have 100% brought this on themselves. This is not the BBC of I, Claudius and the Singing Detective.
I don't think the licence fee is the right way of funding it anymore.
No. Okay, the way they should have funded it, they should have leaned into streaming, didn't make any streaming deals with anybody else, but developed their own international platform, have all of BBC's content on there, and it's free within the UK, and then outside the UK, you pay $5.99 a month for it. That would probably get them more than they're getting in, and you get all the shows, right? You get all the shows, you get Doctor Who, you get everything, right? The Doctor Who Hub, it was a well done thing, right? And yes, that's a very viable funding model for them, right? Very viable. I mean, again, people like BBC News. I think it will be a successful streaming service, especially if they could license out the ITV drama content as well. Like Brideshead Revisited, Downton Abbey, upstairs, downstairs, that sort of thing, right? Yes, that's the instead, they took my fucking money and they relentlessly called me a cunt, right? While putting gay shit in fucking everything and ruining Doctor Who, right? And commissioning a 3rd season of this dreck. Yes, I would like to see them lose their funding.
Don't think people should be facing prison if they don't pay it. And say, well, if you don't pay your electric bill, you don't go to prison. However, the BBC's brought this on themselves.
Yes.
Well, hold on a second. Before we go into that, because everybody has a different view and people look for the bias that they want to find.
There's gay shit everywhere. Doctor Who is shoving his tongue down somebody else's asshole. Yes. I mean, it's just happening, baby.
Bias.
Well, okay, that's your view. Let's look at the funding, right?
How could anyone argue
if you look at the funding, it's not enough just to say we don't have the license fee. If you want, and I do, public service broadcaster, how are you going to fund it? The alternatives are pretty awful. The license fee isn't very good. The alternatives are awful. You try advertising, BBC...
Wait. Get out the fucking art, mate. Make a streaming service.
You get loads of ads.
The content is the wealth, right? That back catalogue of incredible, archive of the news service alone, right? You're out your fucking mind, That's where your value is. Oh, maybe you can take advertising. Your trouble is you're thinking like it's 1927. It's not.
Advertising, your company probably go out of business, right? So the industry doesn't want advertising on the BBC. You then say, okay, directly from government. Well, hold on, you've got to keep the government as much as possible at arm's length. It's not far enough away, in my view, at the moment.
The
But
government appoints the chairman.
The third thing you can't do is at the moment is simply go to subscription, because there are a significant number of people in this country, maybe up to 2-3 million, who aren't digitally connected. So if
will you shut up, you racist guy? Everybody has a phone. Fuck you. Be quiet. We can't get around that. How can we work? Really? Then you keep up with the terrestrial broadcast at the same time making a streaming service but have a cut-off date. Again, this guy's a fuckwit.
put the BBC on digital only, you'd switch them off. Now, that's not possible.
I'm quite happy to keep the BBC, but it needs to be a much smaller enterprise. When you keep it, when they sit there and say, "Oh, we've only got 5 billion quid, we can't possibly get by." All I know is that the amount of times I've been in the BBC over the years, or I've been into other TV stations.
Waste, and waste.
The amount of money they waste is off the scale. They could easily spend a lot less money.
Hold on, but you do have government.
And then get rid of all the DEI departments. That'll save you a bob or two.
Departments that investigate the BBC for efficiency and so on. And they
okay, I've investigated. They're inefficient. Fuck off.
Well, they should.
But it doesn't. All they do is they threaten to close down a radio station. Everyone goes, "Oh no, how terrible!" And then they carry on as they were.
That's your.
Oh, she's so right. She is so correct.
What we need, I think, going on and after this election is a proper debate about what is public service broadcasting, what's the best way of delivering it, what size of BBC we want, and then to pay for it.
Okay.
That's the way we should approach it.
I just don't see why the licence fee is any different. It should be out of general taxation. But Roger, great to have you on. Roger Bolton, former BBC executive, host of the Beeb Watch podcast. Quick word from Claire Pizzle. Where do you stand on this one? Because a lot of people are very extreme. They love the BBC. It's not.
I love the BBC. Now I want them dead.
Biased, or it's biased, get rid of it.
No, I think there is a place for the BBC, and I think there is reform needed for the licence fee. I don't think it...
Reform, baby. Get Farage in. He will kick everybody's life. That's the only way of possibly ending this queer Doctor Who. Nigel Farage, he's your only hope, right? He is your only fucking hope. Help me, Nigel Farage. You're my only hope. Check this out. I love the way he yanks this person back from the... well, we'll look at this in a second.
To you from there.
Oh, this is not Nigel Farage. This is some other bloke. I can't remember his name. I'm calling him some other bloke. Let me lean in a kind of sexual manner, right? But don't comment on it and talk down to you because you're clearly an evil racist. Okay, darling, off you go.
David Olusoga, British historian.
British historian. Well, I love the way she breathed in after. British historian. Look, I don't know. You got a British historian. Looking bad for you now. Look at this.
British historian.
Ah! So busted. Oh, okay.
I asked him for his reaction to what you'd written in your manifesto. He said this to me.
I didn't prompt him in any way. I mean, and also I was completely surprised that his review wasn't entirely positive. I was shocked. It's not like we worked this out earlier in cahoots.
Striving for balance in history is illiterate. This is not economics. This is about fomenting divisions in order to win votes.
Absolute garbage. I tell you what foments division. It is the so-called notion of diversity, equality. I
tell you, he does well, right out the gate, right? Because she thought, can these people live in an idiot bubble, right? The worst thing that happens to them is you break the bubble, right? It's getting close. I'm trying to break my my Democratic neighbours bubble, but I don't want to upset them because I really like them. But that's why I want to break the bubble because I really like them. I think they're really good, decent people. Funnily enough. One that was in synagogue in the prayer group I go to this morning, and another friend, and they were both wearing the same shirt. It was so weird. It was like this checkered shirt. So then I thought to myself, it was like a Malcolm and Wise or Bert and Ernie situation. Yeah, they're both going to the same closet. Although then I realised they're both Bert. Which one's the tall, thin one? Hang on. I'll look it up. Which one's Bert? Which one is Bert. I think Bert's the uptight one, isn't it? All right. So Bert, Ernie's appearance and clothing contrasts with Bert as he's shorter and more roundabout. Okay, so Bert is fine. Good, got it. Which character is Bert? There you go, fine. As they're both more Bert anyway, right? But that's not the point. Which I mentioned the one. The Tuesday afternoon says, hey. But anyway, I've just started. I've been trying to break them into the idea that they're in a bubble, right? So first thing I did, during the Trump trial, I sent them a Tim Pool video, right, just so they could see there's something on the outside, and it's like firing into shields, like in Star Trek, right? You really get like, no, I disagree, right? That's the but they're polite about it. But anyway, but that's what it's like. And then the other one wanted to kind of gloat when the Trump verdict, right? So I was like, oh yeah, you must be so embarrassed, and how far your nation has fallen. And just hearing the other narrative like blew the brain. So anyway, I finally got to the point where saying, look, you're not able to answer any questions, right? And they didn't understand, but they weren't aware that they weren't able to answer any questions, right? Because they lived in this bubble. They thought they didn't have anything to answer, right? To them, January 6th was an insurrection. To them, 2020 election was the freest and fairest and safest of all time. To them, Donald Trump colluded with Russia. He's good, sneaky, and got out of it. But we know he did it, right? Like to them, Trump is like, right? So they're in this. So I finally got around to. It took a long time. This is actually taking about a year's worth of work. No, I'll say about 9 months worth of work to make them understand that they're not able to answer any question on anything. Right, and we'll go back and forth. I'll say, look, you're not even. So you've never asked me a question. I'm like, yeah, could you? As soon as anybody opens your mouth, you start screaming, and that's what they do. That's why they always talk over you, right? They can always tell when somebody's been brainwashed when they need to talk over you, because it's not they want to counter your argument. They got to stop you speaking, right? We see that a lot on toxic fandom because this is like the insanity of having social media algorithms define your worldview. So I'm getting closer. But so far, I finally, she goes, oh, last question. I said, well, did the Hunter Biden laptop contain compelling evidence of a bribery and corruption scheme? Engaged with Joe Biden. And the answer is yes, it did contain compelling evidence. And then if you want to follow up, try researching the Ashley Biden diary without saying what it was. So then they go radio silent, and then so like about half a week later, I said, look, I just want to point out you're not able to answer any question, right? I said, well, tish tosh, blah 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 blah. I'm like, you weren't able to answer any question factually, right? So I'm finally breaking them into the idea that they're low information voters, and I'm only doing it because I like them. Oh, but you got to go so. It's like that Blake 7 episode with Villa, right? Where he's this is the one with Baben, isn't it? Right, where he's got to break through that door, and if he can only do it if he pushes at a incredibly low pressure, right? Any more than that, it'll cause it to like just reflect back at them. It's like that, right? You've got to go so slow, and I go way too fast, but like getting there, right? I'm getting there. Anyway, so yeah, this woman's in a bubble. She just thought, oh, you're racist cunts, right? Oh, you're just racist. And here, I have the proof for it. So, and I love the way here. Let's see a question again in context, right? And then you can really see that. Like, this the intense arrogance of she thinks she knows fucking everything, right? And didn't even think that she was going to cut him down completely. Check this out.
I'm going to put this quote to you, if I may. David Olusoga, British historian.
Oh, dear.
I asked him for his reaction to...
I mean, that's just an authority that's right about everything.
...to what you'd written in your manifesto. He said this to me. Striving for balance in history is illiterate. This is not economics. This is about fomenting divisions in order to win votes.
Absolute garbage. I tell you what foments division. It is the so-called notion of diversity, equality and inclusion, which is the regulatory and legal framework that government has put in place in order to champion and celebrate ethnic minorities, religious minorities and transgender ideology and all that sort of thing over and above, and largely to the detriment of the majority of the people in this country.
Okay.
It is a kind of form of reverse racism.
Okay, we're out of time. Okay, no, please stop. I didn't expect to have my ass handed to me. Okay, no, please.
That's the kind of thing that needs to be got rid of. We would get rid of DEI, and what we would require is that...
Thank you, sir. Please, say no more. Listen to her squirm. What a cunt. All right? I mean, honestly, what a cunt. Unbelievable, right?
all people are recognized to be equal.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Oh, look, again, it's the insane arrogance, right? It is. That's what it is. It's just this insane, entitled arrogance. It's off the charts, right? It is just off the bloody charts. What else here? Oh, yeah. So, Doctor Who, greenlit for a third year, apparently. But here, check this out. Now, again, continuing this theme of you can either be a minority, gay people, LGBTQIA plus people, or you can be omnipresent, right? And I thought, oh, God. You can't untongue kiss Doctor Who, baby. You can't untongue kiss Doctor Who. Let's have a quick look at the ratings before we get into this, which have been kind of surprising, right? Is this some? Yeah, 2024. So let's see if they got the 7-day only up yet. Probably not. Oh, they did. Oh, no, they didn't. So my mistake. Fine. So previously on Doctor Who, we ratings. So we had the first two stories. We had what was it? Space Babies and The Devil's Cord, and people were like, "Fuck off, leave us alone with that gay shit." Right now. In every episode, Shooty is absolutely useless, right? He doesn't try to save the babies. He tries to save the snot monster. In the second story, he's useless and fails. How does he fail in the first one? He has to be saved by... Oh, yeah, he useless and fails in the first one, has to be saved by the babies. In the second one, he useless and failed and has to be saved by the I was going to say the monkeys, the beetles. The third one, Boom, was I mean that was nearly the lowest rated, but and I remember I said this, they'll get to this by the end of the season. Incredible. So so Boom one looked like Doctor Who, but really wasn't. Again, Shooty Gatwa was useless and failed, right, and was saved by somebody's father, right. Then in Devil's... but because that was good, the ratings went up. So it went from 2.6 to 2.4. Everybody hated it. To 2.04. Right? That's how much people checked out. And then because episode 3, Boom, got a good word of mouth, it went up to 2.62 for 73 yards. Right? 73 yards. The Shooter-like episode and better for it, but completely nonsensical and full of major plot holes, right? We're up to I'll just lost my place. But yeah, so then you have Boom, and now and so you see the big drop. There was a build up from Boom, 73 yards. Shooty was in it, fails, ends up having to be saved by Ruby Sunday, right? He fucks up, yeah. So he ends up saved by old woman Ruby Sunday, and yeah, the ratings are back down to 2.12. They don't do so bad. People didn't hate that one, I think, because Shooty Cat wasn't in it, and they came back for Rogue at 2.11 minute. Again, all-time worst ratings ever, right? So here's the interesting thing: we saw, we do the math, a steady decline in the bump that it gets from the 7-day ratings, right? The amount that you add in, right? So the first week, the consolidated was 4.01, pitifully low, right? And the overnights were 2.6, so that got a bump of 1.41. Okay, but by the time it got down to Rogue, Not Rogue. What's the one? Yeah, well, it was Boom, 73 yards, Dot and Bubble, right? By the time you got down to Dot and Bubble, it was a 3.38 minus 2.12. Yeah, that bump was down to 1.26. It had lost 200,000 viewers over the course of the season, right? So then, however, that number goes up because for Rogue, it was the consolidated 3.52 minus 2.11, which comes out back 1.41. So it's not like the best it's been in the season, but it gained back another like 150,000 viewers on catch up. So what's going on with that? Why did it get an extra 150,000 viewers? It's because, in my opinion, it was that they did what factor? They did what? People were tuned in to look at the kiss, essentially. And I think that's what the bump's about. I think they're going to be down to 1.25 for the next week, which will bring it down to like 1.29. 1.29 to 1.39. So 1.29 to 1.4 is my prediction for consolidated, and I'm hoping it'll drop down to under 2 million for the overnights for the season finale. Nobody cares about Sutek, right? Really nobody cares. And that's not true. Fans care. Some fans care. I don't at all. Because it's like, really, how is that Sutek? Fine. But I don't think. I think it's going to continue the decline. I might be wrong, right? I think we're going to continue the decline, and we'll be at like 1.95 max, right? And then by the time we get to consolidated, it'll be, I think, around 3.2 on the consolidated. That's awful figures, right? So it's doing very, very badly. Okay, very badly. But they don't give a shit. Here's why they don't give a shit. The tale of a traveling Time Lord changing faces and genders. The genders is a new thing, and it was bullshit, right? Like you and I might change outfits. No, it never was like that. I'm sorry, no, it was never like that. I mean, you had Romana's regeneration gag, but that was a gag. Has resonated with LGBTQ plus people. Well, yeah, all three ages, writes Max Wallace, but Shooting Cat was delightfully camp. Incarnation kicks the representation up to a whole new level. A level that people want to run away from, right? A level that really, really, really fails. Doctor is back and it's queerer than ever. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Original reboot showrunner Rossi Davis or Queer as Folk, and it's a sin. I mean, like, even the font uses Queer as Folk as gay. Fame is back at the helm, and we have an openly queer actor shooting. No, you have an openly queer doctor, right, in the lead of that. And he wasn't only queer when you cast him. Who would have guessed back in 2005 that Doctor would be number one in independent Pride list? Well, again, yeah, nobody would have believed that because it's a terrible thing, right? It is a terrible thing. It's very Doctor Who shouldn't be queer. Doctor Who should really be secular humanist and stay away from sexuality, religion, theology, and mostly politics as well. Not me. I was desperately sad in 2005. I was desperately sad. I'm sorry about that. Growing up in the tail end of Section 28. Oh, please, will you stop? Will you stop talking about your oppression? You had no oppression. I was really called homophobic slurs in school and ignored by teachers when I expressed my sadness. Good! They should have kicked your fucking balls and then pull yourself together, you dumb, you weedy cunt. No, I'm so sad, teachers. Help me. Oh, fuck off. God. There's probably a reason why. Nobody likes hanging out with whiny, weedy cunts. We sometimes forget that the law which banned promotion of homosexuality was repealed in 2003 when I was 14. Yeah, again, I honestly, I would certainly put that law back into place now. Unbelievable. Just like Ben Shapiro makes me anti-Semitic, Russell E. Davies makes me homophobic. And I'm obviously joking about both. When you were 14. Yes, when you were 14, a law saying can you stop shoving your gay shit down everyone's throats all the fucking time? Right? It was repealed. Like, why do you have to be omnipresent? So what happened in 2003 was also the Doctor Who was announced was returning from its decades dormancy. It wasn't decades. It was like, how many years? It was 16 years. Was it 16 years or 17 years? Whatever. Decade and a bit. Some things don't change. Back then, I was broken, I was gay, and I was living in the armpit of the country. Oh, fuck. Well, sorry, Now, decades later, I found myself washed up here after surviving a suicide attempt in London, still gay, and okay, you're not well. That you're making this show for mentally ill people, which you just said you are. Right, suicide attempt, still gay, and broken. Yes, that means you're not well. Make it for normal people who are well, who don't try and kill themselves. And look, don't be wrong. I'm glad you didn't survive. You didn't succeed. I'm glad you're a failure in that too. Broken game in more ways than one. So, and once more, Doctor Who is healing me. Well, good for you. What about the entire nation, the entire world that's had it stolen from it? So you, mentally ill weirdo, can feel good for 5 minutes before your next suicide attempt, right? Which is, again, it's great that you feel good. Maybe not everything is always about you. Again, you can be a minority, or you could be omnipresent, right? You can't be omnipresent and claim minority status. Having a gender, it's at its heart a show about a time-traveling gender-bending. No, it's fucking not! Not gender-bending alien with, okay, at least it wasn't for the first 57 fucking years. With two hearts, who is older than time. No, it's fucking not. Has worn more faces than Joan Collins? No, they haven't. And honestly, it was a mistake to go beyond the 13 regeneration limit. It literally broke it off that, right? And when they went over 30, like Capaldi was as much as they could take. And as soon as they went to the 14th Doctor, it literally all fell apart. That's why I say the only way to continue is to do a complete reboot, right? And and then have some kind of like a hint of like classic Doctors, like they find. There's no hint of classic Doctors whatsoever, but they found like a hieroglyphic or with Patrick Troughton or something like that, and then over the few years you reveal that they're in a rebooted universe where the Doctor rebooted himself and rebooted everything to save reality. Was it one more face? He is okay. Has slept with everyone from Houdini to Elizabeth I. No, he fucking hasn't. Fuck weird. No. Why are you putting sex into all this? Fuck off. Why can't he have met everyone? No, he has to have slept with everyone. You fucking pervert. Give it a rest. Gatwa seems to understand this better than most people. Well, okay. Look, let me get this through your head. This is not Doctor Who. This is not Doctor Who. This is Russell Davies's gay fanfic Doctor Who, where the Doctor is absolutely useless and fails all the time. And plays a role as definitely queer. Yes, I have noticed, right? I have noticed. Oh, how long does this go on? No, not that long. Shooting perfect for these troubled times. Paul Buster, host of Polari Literary Salon and prize and author of We Can Be Heroes, a survivor story. They're all about survival. Can we make it about not terminally suicidal, mentally ill people? I'm not for. Listen, I don't mind terminally suicidal, mentally ill people like Doctor Who. That's fine by me, right? But like, can we stop making it for terminally suicidally, mentally ill people? A black queer man who came to the UK from Rwanda now plays a time traveler or time traveling Time Lord on the peak of Saturday night, and it has destroyed the show. Like, has destroyed the viewership. He embodies everything the anti-woke hate. He embodies everything the anti-woke hate mod, and he embodies everything the anti-woke hate mob hate. Yes, yeah, exactly. And the anti-woke hate mob is 98%. I'll say 93% of your country. I just wish I'd get their heads out their asses and vote for Farage. Yeah. And again, and I couldn't love him more. You're just a bigot. Like, I wouldn't feel good if you felt excluded from Doctor Who. Right? I wouldn't be like, yay, the queers are excluded from Doctor. I wouldn't. I think, like, no, don't do that. Like, that's why I say I wouldn't support a Christian Doctor Who either. Right? Which is, reasonably anti-gay. And how pleasurably woke it is. So stop pretending it's not woke. Okay, at least this guy's honest. Over the years, we've seen a whole ensemble of queer characters from over this year. We saw Yasmin Menon play Rose Noble in last year's special. The lesbian Victorian married couple. Well, yeah, that was basically, the insanity started being implemented for a while, shall we say, like early Capaldi. Captain Jack Hartwood last week saw Drag Race. Last week's episode saw Drag Race alumni Jigs Monsoon play a personification of music, the maestro, and again destroying the viewership in a anthropomorphic music scores. It's camp, it's extra, and it's glorious, and it's shit, and people hate it, and you're a selfish cunt. Frankly. It's not just me who finds Doctor Who alive. What about people who aren't gay who want a lifeline? Like 100 times more people than you. Find Doctor a lifeline. The Doctor, in most peculiar ways, is one of the few television characters I thought in some way was like me. But how? He wasn't sucking a dick, said Jerry Potter, poet. Oh, fuck if you're a poet. Poet and author of memoir, 6A Blackstock Guardians, a survivor's tale. I was a working class effeminate child in Liverpool's hard as nails Scotland Road. Okay. I mean, fine. Hard as nails Scotland Road, and they were a noble lord of time. My gut and my creative instinct was always about change, regeneration, thrilled me. One day, just like the Doctor escaped Gallifrey and change, I'd escape Scotland Road and do something incredibly similar. My guess is I was always part queer, part Time Lord. Again, you can have whatever fantasies you want, but like, you had all that without Doctor Who jacking off Davros, right? Who would probably stand to attention with that. In 2021, 64% of LGBTQ plus had experienced anti-LGBTQ violence or abuse. Yeah, okay, well, listen, 64% of everyone has received anti-whatever they are violence and abuse, right? Everybody received violence and abuse. You just fucking drama kings think it's like, oh my God, help me, can Doctor Who suck a dick? That will help everything. If Doctor Who can suck a dick, that will totally help everything. Why would Doctor Who sucking a dick help everything? I mean, honestly, I don't understand the answer to that question. Fine. In 2020, it's Doctor Who is a safety blanket disguised a show about monsters, right? And right now, monsters drives the fucking TARDIS. It's a way to live vicariously across aliens. Yes, I used to like that too. You selfish fuck cunt. that you had to take away from everybody else so you could feel like you were good. You couldn't like let it go and let everybody enjoy it. No, you selfish fuck cunts. You can either be a fucking minority or you can be omni-fucking present. We choose our families. No, we don't. I chose my wife and she birthed my kids. I chose to keep them, I guess. And Doctor is a lonely wanderer looking for their next adventure. I know many a gay man who can thrive their way. Yes. Look, one of the advantages of heterosexual life, right? And if you're able to take advantage of it, great. If you're not. One of the advantages of heterosexual life is designed to work to designed to help a human being function to the optimal level, which is, you again, you got to be monogamous. You find a spouse, you commit to them, right? You love them, and you form a bond with them, and you have children, right? And you bring them into the world, and you care for them, and you raise them, and you look after them, right? That creates you, makes you a good person, makes you into a layered and textured person. And I understand, you don't have that option as a gay man, a lot of people, right? I completely get that, right? But I'm sorry, most people do have that option. And I'm sorry, I mean, look, that's why, I was opposed to gay marriage because it was called marriage, right? I think marriage is a biblical concept because that's what it is. And it's between a man and a woman. I'm totally fine with gay couples having all the same legal rights that straight couples have. That we totally hypocritical for them not to have that in our world. But no, now you got to be on fucking present everywhere. Judy Gatwood told The Guardian 2023, and he's right. I know people with chronic illness who highlights is watching Doctor. What about if you're straight? What about if you're not into the gay shit and you have a chronic illness and you used to have the highlight of watching Doctor? I mean, man, I remember Daniel, right? Daniel was so fucked off. He was torn apart when they took away Davros from him. Right? He loved Davros. Called himself the Scottish Davros, right? He's awesome. And oh, God. Fucking selfish cunts. So Rusty Davis can feel like a good fucking person. And it's just selfishness. Bottom line. And for the broken, it's a reminder you won't stay broken forever. Well, this fucking is. Look at it. I mean, that looks fucking broken. Really for a third season, by the way. Muscles off. Allegedly. Sometimes you might get a new face, but it'll always end up okay. More or less, it's a reminder of being kind. You're not kind to fucking anyone other than yourselves. Resourceful and keep running. And some of the most important qualities a person can have to enter the TARDIS. Bigger on the inside. It's open to. It's an open closet door, and realize just how big and beautiful the world can be. Well, we did before you, right? I think I have another article along the same lines. Is it Rusty Davis talking about why Doctor Who always had a big gay fandom? Which I'm fine them having a big gay fandom. Is this it? 1 second. Close. No, this is I don't know. Let me have a look. Is it Bleeding Full? No, not there. Not that one. Don't I have any more? Maybe Movie Web? No. Not there. Oh, is it? Yeah, here you go. It's from BBC, of course, saying how fucking wonderful they are. Oh, baby fucking say. Yes, I want them to fund it. Yes, I do. Why Doctor Who has always been LGBTQ friendly? Rusty Davis thinks he knows. Look at that smug fucking smile. Oh. For Doctor Who head writer Rusty Davis, watching the series in the mid-80s paralleled his feelings about his own sexuality. Okay, that's great for you. Fuck, you're not the norm. Okay, don't get me wrong. I listen, I did enjoy Nicola Bryant, in spandex, right? And it didn't actually parallel feelings of sexuality. It's generated. Being gay was the love that dare not speak its name. No, it wasn't. I've seen It's a Sin. You're all fucking and open. Right? And Doctor Who shared that feature as well at the same time. It was cheap, old, mad science fiction show. You couldn't say you fancied anyone. You couldn't say you fancied anyone. You couldn't say that you loved Doctor Who. I said I love Doctor Who. And I said I fancied many people I fancied. I wasn't that shy about that. Maybe that's why I wasn't suicidal. That's why I haven't written Tzvi Lebetkin, A Survivor's Tale. Right, Tzvi Lebetkin, A Survivor's Tale is about time right fucking now. Before that, when I was a child, everyone loved Doctor Who. The gay writer and creator show includes It's a Sin, blah, blah, blah. But then a moment comes in secondary school and boys peel off and start playing football and fancy girls. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry that we're mostly heterosexual, right? Russell is just one of the many, and I was sitting there quietly, not expressing who I was until I became an adult, still watching Doctor Who. Okay, again, Doctor Who appeals to outsiders because that's what the character is. Not your Doctor Who, who's like, yeah, let me get my leg over. Yeah, be a little fuck buddy. Yeah, love that. Russell's one of the many LGBT writers who have been drawn to the show throughout the years. What about the straight people? Why can't we coexist? No, fuck you, straight people. From the show's first ever director, Waris Hussein, to the latest incarnation, Shuti Gatwa. I would say Shuti Gatwa is probably a lot gayer than what Waris Hussein. The show has always had a long and large LGBT LGB fan base. The T was introduced about 10 years ago, right? Nobody thought of T's before. Tea was a drink. What is a what is a Hebrew, a Jewish tea bag? a male. What's the one? What is a Hebrew? It is a male tea bag. There you go. Fine. It was a Benny Hill joke. With the latest, however, the show's given LGBT fans something that they never had before. Rogue, played by Jonathan Gross, is a figure who companion show Doctor Who Unleashed, called the Doctor's new unfound love interest. Fuck off! I hate that. Some fans may be surprised by the male love interest. I'm not surprised by the love interest of the Doctor, but it's a culmination of a long process for the show. Yes, we know, and we've been screaming about it ever since, right? I mean, not since time, actually, although Colin Baker was the gay Doctor beforehand, obviously. I mean, oh, man, that would be awesome. They should have had a Colin Baker story where he's, like, chasing a monster through a gay club. He would have been perfect there, right? On the BBC's LGBT-focused magazine show Gay Time in 1995, a member of the LGBT Doctor Who Society, the Sisterhood of Khan, was asked why the show had such a big gay following. He said it's very anti-establishment. It's a program. It's very establishment, right? You can either be omnipresent. You can either be the dominant culture, and you're the because you're omnipresent. You're the dominant culture, or you can be minorities. You can't be both. The program has been overtly heterosexual. When? And incredibly camp. It's never been overtly heterosexual. All those incredibly vampy outfits. Yeah, but it's never been overtly heterosexual. It's been much more overtly homosexual, right? I don't remember the Doctor having that kind of kiss with anybody after just meeting them, right? The Madame de Pompadour was an emotional relationship. This was a sexual one. There were also elements that chimed with Russell. What, like you're gay? Doctor was kind of sexist. Yes, why can't we do that? He's a beautiful woman all the time and never looked at her sexuality. That's interesting little chime with the young boy, a gay boy. How about all boys? Why couldn't we keep doing that? For the campness of the show, Russell thinks it came from the show trying to pull off expensive ideas on a small budget. That's probably true. Without using expensive special effects. On low budget means using silver glitter, he says. They turn to someone with a funny wig on their head, pretending to be a Martian. The program can't avoid being camp. Fair enough, and I was kind of fun about it. From the beginning, the team behind Doctor Who included LGBT people. Yes, they've always been gay people around and nobody had any problem. Why are you feigning oppression now? Meanwhile, in 1996, before being involved with the Doctor Who's first director was a gay man, I find that a tremendous victory. Why? Meanwhile, in 96, before being involved with Doctor Who, he wrote spin-off Damaged Goods. Yeah, that was the Doctor wasn't gay in it, right? But you had Quaid, who was great, or Quaid, how I pronounce it, and that was fine. Making the Doctor gay is a problem. These books were adults, so as part of those talks about that. It's actually very good, right? They gave me a 6-foot blonde male companion, and I was like, he's gonna have to have gay sex. Okay, fine. He's from the future, so these walls between sexualities that we put up simply would not exist. I know that's your theory, but it's not true, right? Oh God, how long is it? How much bull? Oh, so much bullshit. So much bullshit. Culture was barren for young queer kids. Well, you seem to manage. Somehow you made it to adulthood. Like, again, was culture barren for young fat Jewish kids? Yes! You fuck cunts. Yes. Did you see me crying? Oh no, Toppole's not Doctor Who. I must be worthless. I'm going to kill myself. Yeah, that never happened, right? That never happened. When Russell took over Doctor Who in 2005, fans were introduced to the pansexual Captain Jack, and that's as far as you could have taken it. Where for Reese Connolly, an actor who runs the LGBT Doctor Who thing, Gallifrey Cabaret, with drag Queen Carrot. Oh God, leave me alone. It was a light bulb moment. I think it was more like a pants tent moment for you, mate. When you're watching as a young working class northeasterner who's never met anyone really like that in real life, you go, well, again, I'm fine with that. Who is that? That's so cool. It worked with Captain Jack. It's failed with Shooty Gatwa. The introduction of the LGBT character was supposed to be, was opposed by some. Not really. Right. I was at a wedding once and Rob said there was a woman who objected to that. She had to go right. She had a right go at me. Good at saying, you don't show my children that. I won't have it. And I turned around and was rude as she was to me. I bet you were, mate. For a generation of LGBT fans, again, there wasn't generation of LGBT, okay? The Tia is a new thing. Growing up with modern Doctor Who characters like pansexual Captain Jack, Jenny Flint, and Vastra. Yeah, and again, they became more nails on a chalkboard as you went along. So in the early noughties, culture was barren for no, it fucking wasn't, says Reese. No, it fucking wasn't. There was plenty of culture. Queer as folk, for example. But again, you're 3% of the fucking population. Why do you want 100% of the TV to be about you? You're gays and EastEnders. I am sorry. It wasn't barren. You lying fuck cunt. You lying selfish fuck cunt. When Doctor Who was brought back by someone like Rusty Davis, a proud gay man who can put in front and center unashamedly, we gripped it with both hands. Well, listen. I think you did grip it with both hands, you naughty boy. You'll go blind, darling. 2017, we have Bill Potts. Yeah, she mentioned lesbian like every fucking episode. What I really like Bill, says Pearl, is her queerness is just part of her. It's a relentless fucking part of her. She's not grappling with it. I know. It was very, didn't feel very organic, right? She didn't need to reveal herself to the Doctor. Paul says that the actress herself was bisexual. Well, that makes it easier. When I played her, I was like in my head, I wasn't a queer person. Well, they hadn't really made it fashionable as yet. But the coincidence Bill had really helped me and myself where there was some parallels. Do you reckon she really isn't gay and she's just pretending so she can keep being in the Vogue? Maybe. I don't know. She's black and a woman, so that really should be enough. I don't know. Sitting with her and all the joy brought the LGBTQI community and the black community particularly allows us to... I just thought you're good as a companion. Right? What is this weirdo shit I'm looking at below me? And the feelings when I was younger were pushed aside. It's fine, but again, you've stolen a now international icon, so you can deal with the struggle that you struggled with and succeeded. I learned how to humor from watching Doctor Who. If this is you, no, you didn't, right? No, you didn't. For Carrot, the impact of Doctor Who on their life was equally profound. I feel like I learned how to humor from it. Again, look at you. You fucking didn't, right? You fucking didn't, mate. The version of Vastra is one of favorite acts from a cabaret set. A lovely lesbian lizard doing a burlesque to Ariana Grande. Oh, God. Well, what's not to love? I literally just vomited in my own mouth. What's not to love? Really? Oh, God, it sounds vile. In creating an LGBT friendly space like Gallifrey Cabaret, that's why I don't go to Gallifrey. There you go. Amongst reasons, Reese reflected that one of her favorite parts of Doctor Who throughout the Doctor's life. They collect friends and special people, and apparently fuck all of them, comrades and companions, and hold them close and fuck them. We queer people can relate to that idea of chosen family. Okay, but you can also have family. For Rusty Davis, Doctor Who is a show that matches the things that he loves most about the LGBT community. Doctor Who is a very, very clever show. Not anymore. Dumb as a box of rocks, like a bag of rocks right now, isn't it? That doesn't rely on guns and lasers, apart from the time you relied on guns and lasers. It relies on wit and style. There has been little to no wit, but a lot of style. It's a show about an outsider who visits communities where sometimes they are treated harshly and sometimes they're welcomed like an old friend. Other sci-fi shows is catching up with non-binary characters and queer relationships. They're not catching up. They're regressing. But I like to think Doctor Who has been there earlier, better, and always will be there. God. So, yeah, it's been renewed for a third season. Oh, fuck off. Oh, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.